All right, team, welcome back to TNT Digital Mindset. Today, I'm really excited to dive into some cutting-edge stuff. I've been poring over the latest research on digital trends, and honestly, it's fascinating. I've even leveraged some advanced AI, yeah, you heard that right, to break down the core insights. This way, we can get straight to the actionable strategy. So without further ado, let's jump in.
Welcome back to TNT Digital Mindset. We've analyzed the latest data on AI to help you sharpen your strategic thinking. Look, if you feel like AI is just moving at light speed and you can't keep up, you're in the right place. In every huge tech shift, there's always this period of just mass confusion, right? Where most people get totally distracted by the noise, and they end up missing the real opportunity. So let's cut through that noise together. This quote right here, it really just hits the nail on the head. If you feel like you're behind on AI, it's probably not because you missed some secret memo. It's because you're measuring yourself against the wrong thing, the constant deafening noise. It feels like everybody else has it all figured out, but as we're about to see, the data, it tells a completely different story. So first, let's just pull back the curtain on this illusion. I mean, AI feels like it's everywhere, and, in a way it is. But that saturation, that feeling of it being all around us, creates this powerful mirage. This idea that everyone else has already mastered it. They haven't. The scale of the noise is just, well, it's immense. Get this, S&P 500 companies cranked up their mentions of AI in earnings calls by a staggering 460% year over year. When you hear the biggest companies in the world talking about something that much, it's really easy to think the race is already over. And it's not just what they're saying. It's in the products we use every day. 90% of major software companies now have AI features baked right in. I mean, from Canva to Duolingo to Walmart, you're not really opting into AI anymore. You kind of have to go out of your way to opt out. It is absolutely designed to feel unavoidable. And all that visibility leads to this explosion of AI-generated content. It is flooding our feeds, everything from short-form videos to the ads we see online. It's gotten so pervasive that the term AI slop saw a 900% increase in mentions in just 1 year. Our digital world is just completely saturated. And here's the psychological trap. When you're just bombarded with something constantly, your brain takes a little shortcut. It just assumes, well, this must be the norm. Everyone else is on board and they know exactly what they're doing. But you gotta remember, visibility is not the same as capability. So let's pivot from that feeling, from that illusion, to the hard data. It's time to separate the noise from the actual signal. And honestly, the numbers here are pretty surprising. So I want you to just take a second and actually guess. Seriously, with all the hype, all the headlines, all the shiny new tools, what percentage of people do you think are really using generative AI on a regular basis? The answer, according to Microsoft's latest global AI adoption report, is just 16%. Let that sink in for a second. That means a whopping 84% of the world is not actively using generative AI. You're not behind. You're squarely in the silent majority. So, why? Why is there this huge gap between what we think is happening and what's really happening? Well, it's a well-known cognitive bias. It's called the availability heuristic. And basically, your brain is just wired to judge what's real based on what it sees most often, not on the actual data. So you're reacting to all the visibility, not the real adoption. Okay, so now that we've cleared away the noise, let's focus on where the real, untapped potential is hiding. This is the core of our TNT Digital Mindset analysis. The race isn't over. In fact, for those of you looking to build a real strategic advantage, it has barely even begun. This breakdown is absolutely fascinating. All that noise we were just talking about, the hype around ChatGPT, prompt engineering, content creation, all of that is crowded into just 6% of the total AI market. That means the other 94%, the part that actually builds lasting systemic advantage, is completely wide open. Let's really break that down. The 6% is all about convenience. It's a thinking shortcut, kind of like a fast food Google. And yeah, it's useful, but it's not a deep competitive advantage. The 94%, though, that is all about leverage. This is about building an operating system for your business, using things like AI agents to automate tasks, robotics for physical work, computer vision to analyze the world, all to replace bottlenecks and create true, lasting assets. And the data from the workplace totally confirms this. So while over 70% of workers have tried AI, less than 15% have actually integrated it into real, repeatable workflows. Companies are experimenting, sure, but they're stuck in what researchers are calling pilot purgatory. They're dabbling with the tools, but they aren't really designing systems with AI. And even with AI agents, which everyone is saying is the next big thing, adoption is still tiny. This data from McKinsey shows that less than 10% of businesses have scaled agents in any core function. The entire AI agent market right now, it's less than 1% of the total AI market. You know that saying, the future is already here, it's just not very evenly distributed? Well, that's exactly what's happening. So what does all of this mean for you? This is where we deliver the actionable framework, the new mental model that is so central to what we do here at TNT Digital Mindset. How do you actually move from that crowded little 6% into that massive, wide-open 94%? Well, it really comes down to these three core strategies. First, focus your energy on the 94%. That means building systems, not just learning prompts. Second, sell the system, not the service. So, for example, don't just sell AI copywriting, sell an automated content engine. See the difference? One's a commodity, the other is a true asset. And third, focus on integration. Connect powerful existing tools, things like Zapier and OpenAI, to solve real, painful business problems. That's where the real leverage is hiding. So I'll just leave you with this one question. The real shift here isn't about learning more prompts or chasing the next shiny tool. It's a fundamental change in how you think. Are you treating AI like a simple tool for convenience, or are you actually using it to build a compounding advantage that other people can't easily copy? If you want to master the digital economy, make sure to subscribe to TNT Digital Mindset. Thanks for listening.